What is up, guys? Welcome back and welcome in. I'm Smash, and today we're back at it again with some more Sky Bees 2. So, in the last episode, we finally got our ME applied energetics setup, and we hooked it up. I have since hooked up the mob spawner, uh, and also I think that's it actually. So we have this thing. However, if we look in like the silicone, so there's like 37 stacks of it, and I think silicone is yeah, it's added to this. So we are literally just like stockpiling. You can see we have all these up top here. We have like the 35, 14. So we're not keeping up with these centrifuge casings anymore. So here's what I wanted to do. Uh, I want to work on a quest line that I've kind of wanted to do for a while now, but I think it's kind of just time. And that's the Elite Centrifuge. The Elite Centrifuge is really quite simple. It's a block of netherite, centrifuge casing, and a block of redstone. And of course, a million RF, which is kind of insane. But I think we can do it. So all in all, I believe we would need netherite. We have 27 blocks at this point, and I can get more. Netherite block. Oh, I need netherite first, so we just crafted hard craft, and then can actually, we only have 29, so we're gonna need a few more, but we can get that pretty easily. We have tons of this ancient debris here, so let me just grab a stack. And I've been doing this, so we can get it pretty shortly. I do believe there's 31. I think we need 35 or something like that. But in other words, we just need redstone, and then also we're just gonna take one of these uh, centrifuges down for the time being. Maybe I should wait till I know we have enough for it. So let me go ahead and smelt up some of this ancient debris. One thing I wanted to see is, I guess I could have just looked up netherite scraps. Can that be done in like an energized smelter? It totally can. Okay, so what we're actually going to do then is grab a steel casing. We might need to do one of these with it. Um, but we're going to make an energized smelter finally, because I think that that will be needed in the future, and it's heavily upgradable. So we'll make the energized smelter, and we will get the netherite ready to go for everything. Alright guys, so I did get the energized smelter right here, and yeah, we have just a cluster of machines, but we will be fixing this shortly. I did just want to walk over here because you can hear a little screeching sound, and I hate it. Also, this thing is actually not fast at all, so what we're going to do is work on a couple of things here. Number one is the speed upgrade. We need osmium dust and infused alloy. The energy upgrade is going to need gold dust and infused alloy. And then the muffling will be steel dust and infused alloy. So we're going to need just a lot of this, which is iron and redstone. Now, real quick, I know it was literally on the screen here, but one of these will make 8, and then this inside a machine will make 80 instead of 20, so it's actually 4 times more efficient. So we're going to take this and some iron, and bear with the sound here because we're trying to fix it, but basically you go ahead and take this in our enrichment chamber, and right here in the upgrades you have the speed, the muffle, and the energy upgrade. So we're going to take this to our metallurgic infuser. You can see it dumped in just a little bit of extra. And I'm going to walk away because this really is loud. We're going to let this thing run for a little bit. But what I wanted to show you guys was we were just going to make these upgrades. Just glass, a little bit of osmium dust, and some infused alloys, which is fairly simple, but we are going to get just a little bit into mechanism here in order to get it. Here's all your upgrades. And then the other thing we want to do is get this basic installer, which basically turns it into for instance, the smelter. It turns the smelter into a smelting factory, which, let's see if I can click Shift N. Uh, anyways, whenever we get there, you'll see, but it goes, instead of having just one, it'll actually have way more than one. I think it goes from 3 and all the way up to even more, like 7 at a time or something like that. It's kind of a lot, but what we're going to do here is get some osmium. I'm probably just going to get like 16 of each for right now, and then also the gold. Alright, and we'll go ahead and pulverize that down. I do think that I like mechanism over thermal expansion. I know thermal expansion does have like some other things that it can do that mechanism may not be able to do, so we will need some of those machines, but I think if we can do it, I want the mechanism machine, generally speaking. Like right here, we already have this thing like pretty much maxed out, so I won't get a crusher as of yet until we can reasonably make the things for it, but I think we're good. Alright, so, ooh, you know what else I need? I need more of these, actually, like a lot more. There you go. See, now that's a lot. So we are going to need 2 per, but we're going to make the speed upgrades here first. So let's see how many of these speed upgrades we can make. We have normal glass. I totally do. Alright, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can make 4. I guess that's all we get. And then I also will need to make the muffling upgrade so that I can actually walk over here. Basically, you put them in, and you can see I have 3 times the speed, so it makes it a little bit faster. And we just grab it and kind of keep going, guys. So we're going to make, I think you can make 8 for each machine. So I think that that's what we will do. We'll make a couple more. We also need to make the energy upgrades and the muffling upgrades. The muffling upgrades, I'm not entirely sure how many we can fit in, but once we get that done, we'll do it. So you can see here, speed says 6 out of 8. So the muffling, whenever we put 1 in, it will show us kind of how many. So we'll do that, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so I did get them all in the energized smelter. We still have to make one for the enrichment chamber, and I need to make a energy upgrades for the metallurgic infuser. The energized smelter, though, is pretty much all maxed out. Pretty much now, all we need is to make these basic tier installers. Just kind of show you guys how it works. And I think we have everything for it, and I'll throw it right into the energized smelter. But the tier installer allows me to make the basic smelting factory, or whatever basic, advanced, elite, ultimate. You have the basic, advanced, elite, and ultimate. So just like that, and you just push it onto it. So I'll kind of show you if we have enough. I do. You just walk over here, over to it, and you just right click on it, or shift right click, and it turns it into a basic smelting factory. So we still have all of our upgrades in it, but now I can do this, auto sort on, and then look, I'm doing it all at a time. So now what I can actually do is come over here, and I can grab ancient debris, and I can do this 3 stacks at a time. And if I get the advanced one, bloop, and now look, boom, boom, boom. And we're pretty much maxed out on this now, right? So we're making so much of this at a time. And you can do this with every single factory, and you can make the advanced ones. You just need the advanced control circuits, which is the infused alloy plus basic control circuits. So we will need a metallurgic infuser in the enrichment chamber. The metallurgic infuser, the way I think about it, is that it is what allows you to progress through mechanism to use all these machines like this. But the metallurgic infuser is pretty awesome. It's what lets us make all of our infused alloy and control circuits. And then you have, you know, it kind of gets a little bit crazier with your atomic and, you know, all this crazy things like that. So what we're going to do, guys, is what I think is I'll probably make like a setup kind of thing in here, so this isn't such a jumbled mess while we're waiting for some of this other stuff to do. But really, I want to make these centrifuges work, so we might just kind of skip past that and go straight to our netherite scraps first before we do. So I did just make my first elite centrifuge casing, and I can kind of show you what we did here. We just go 1, 2, 3. Um, Fairly easily. It's pretty slow. We have to, I think we'll make another energizing rod. Also, I believe we're actually bound by this, only outputting 6,000. Uh, I think we can take this over here and turn it into 12,000, so we'll do that. Just because I would like to. However, another thing that I think we really need to do is automate this, because the way that we're at right now is I can only put one item into this with our modular router, because the sender module only puts in one of whatever we put in here. But we need multiple routers. Or maybe I can just put multiple sender modules? Ooh. I think we can. So if I just get another sender module, let's do that and test. So if we get 2 more senders, which of course we don't have, that's fine. Let's try to get them. Sender module Mark 2s, acquire Mark 1s, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then I also will need a regulator module. Yeah, 1, 2. Okay. So, what we should be able to do is just put in one of these and go 1, and then put in one of these, do 1. And I think what we could do is just say this one, wait, this is our redstone one. The only problem we might run into is that I actually need, our buffer will fill up, won't it? I think our buffer would fill up. So if I do this, let's just kind of test it. Let me get this sender module here, and then finally our netherite 1. Okay, so if I go all 3 senders, no, I need click, no wait, click, there, send. And then I take a polar module and I add 1, 2, 3. What if I put a regulator in here? Yeah, see, now it's going to do this. Alright, so we will need 3 modular routers. Alright, guys, we are back, and this was just an absolutely astronomical amount of netherite. Way more than I thought that we would need, but we did get it going. Now, whenever we did, we had to actually like reconfigure all these exports and things of that nature. This one doesn't. It does have an item pipe upgrade, it's just a little slow. No, that's fine. But they're working better. They have 6 instead of 3, so I guess it's twice as fast. Not really sure. But this did work pretty well. Just required a lot of netherite. We've been doing a couple things while we were waiting. Number 1 is that we are up to the point now where we're getting ready for applied energistics automation with molecular assemblers and things like that. In order to do that, one of the first things that I would like to be able to do is automate the creation of machines, right? So I think one of the most important things to be able to do is to basically automate steel casings and machine frames. Well, that would require us to automate our blood altar as well as starlight infusion. So I've been working on getting this auto starlight infuser, and this is one heck of a craft here. So if you look at it, it actually requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and machine frames are steel casings. So there's 12 required. Let me see here. What are we doing? This is what I want. There we go. So we have 12 machine frames required. So I did create this. So there's this many. So we need to turn all these into steel casings. And then all 4 of those steel casings we need to take into the... What is this? The RF Tools machine frame with gold dust. We need 100 millibuckets of gold in the metallurgic infusers to make machine frames. Now that appears to be one of the only things we need to do with this mod pack is actually the auto starlight infuser. I don't actually really think that there's much else to it, but basically it will let us do our thing. So it'll let us start to automate. The other thing we're going to need to figure out how to automate is the production of life essence into the blood altar. But we'll take care of that in just a second. I think I have a plan for it. And I guess maybe this is the best time to do it. So let me go ahead and get some things together. And also do a little bit of research as to specifically how, because I guess we do need to, we can work on automating it right now. I'm pretty sure it has to do something to do with the incense altar. But I gotta do some looking up, so we'll do that. And we'll be back in just a second. So, as it would turn out, the Well of Suffering is what I believe we would need in order to create this. Now, number one, the Well of Suffering is enormous. But also, not exactly sure. Oh man, come on, escape. Ah! I don't want this anymore. I didn't mean to. There we go. But yeah, the Well of Suffering is basically a way where you can put like a tier 5 altar, and then you can put a bunch of dreadful dirt or like a cow right here, and it will continue hurting it. Then you have another ritual that lets it not die, and basically you have infinite blood. Lots of work. Not something that I'm interested in doing at this point in time. So, for now, we will not be able to automate steel casings. Kind of stinks. We'll look into it a little bit later into the thing, but pretty much in order to make it, you need a tier 4 altar anyways, which needs bloodstone bricks. Bloodstone bricks requires a weak blood shard, which requires a master blood or saturated tau. Well, the master blood orb requires a tier 4 altar, so saturated tau is what you get. Requires tau fruit. We have to look into tau fruit and things of this nature in order to get it, and I really don't know how. We'll get there eventually. I just need to figure out kind of what we're doing here, but for now, this will not be automated, but we will be able to automate our starlight infuser, so we'll be able to get into thermal expansion automatically, but as far as the mechanism thing is concerned, it will take a little bit of extra time. Now, what I would love to do is set up a couple of structures here for automation. I think I might do it over on this pad, actually, because we should be able to get like 1, 2, 3, 4 of the structures that I'm thinking about. And if you're familiar with my Project Ozone 3 playthrough, you'll know how I like to do all of my machines kind of in a row, 8 machines in a row with ME interfaces and things like that, so we can put stuff in there. We'll get there. For now, what I think we're going to do is start to run this around. I think I can destroy that now. We don't really need it. The lava generation is nice, but I think I can actually produce lava in other ways. Yeah, the lava will just come straight through. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what's going on, but either way, we're going to have to go ahead and set up some sort of automation going around here. Also, I think I need to put my ME controller down because we need all these sides. Each side of an ME controller can only do, if you put these dense cables, it can only do 32 channels. In other words, 32 machines can hook up to it at once. So we will have to do this. We're going to do 4 things of 8, which will be 32, which will take up one side of that ME controller, and then that will take up another, that takes up another, and I think that's it. We will need automation for that, so we do have a couple things to do. Basically, I'm going to build these areas, and I'll show you what we're doing later, but I'm going to run the cables back this way. Jetpacks are annoying. We don't like to show you guys, but you guys kind of understand. So, yeah, we're going to get that done. We'll also cook up the rest of these machine frames into steel casings while we're doing it. And just a lot of grindy stuff going on. Just want to keep you guys in the loop. Alright guys, I did just want to bring you guys back for a couple seconds here because we need to make some of these dense smart cables. The only difference between dense cables and dense smart cables is, well, we'll show you guys in a second, but basically, what we need to do is create enough of those to make enough of these. Then I should be able to make 2 stacks of wool. That should give me flux covered cables. 2 stacks of them. And now I can get dense covered cables. 32 of them only. Ooh. And that's okay. So we have 32 smart cables. And then if I just throw them on some cyan dye. Well, that's fine. Cyan. Yeah. Oh, I have cyan dye. Okay, cool. Because I do like cyan colored things. So there's my cyan dense cables. They're pretty easy to make. One thing that we probably are honestly short on is literally just getting a pulverizer. Does this pulverizer still have set up? It does, okay. And then I'm assuming it's the energy cell that still has everything else in it. Okay. So what we're going to do real quick is just set up our pulverizer. I'm going to put down this because we need that out of it. And we will just put this here and go like this. And we're going to let this do its thing. We put down the smelting factory to make glass, and I think we'll probably do that again. But for now, that is how we are making our dense smart cable. And I guess I could kind of show you here. When I hook this thing up, it doesn't really look like much. However, if I then put, let's say, like an import bus on it, what you'll see is that there's nothing here. And now, let's look. Let me see. Let me see if I need to. I could go like this. Ooh, interesting. So your smart cables cannot hook up to it, so we will need some fluix. cable like this to actually physically hooked up to the piece. I think if we zoom in here, you should be able to see a change in this cable itself. So if I go like this, I see nothing. And now you should be able to see, yeah, there it is. You see this one little line up here, and this is showing us how many channels we have used. There is a way to read it, but yeah, so basically that's just telling us how much of the cable we have saturated up. So you're allowed 32 channels, aka 32 different things hooked up to it. But yeah, we're just going to work on getting some more of the cables as well as some other things. And we'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I finished up a little bit of this, and I just kind of want to show you guys what we've been doing here. So basically, we have a dense cable going all the way up to here. That holds 32 channels, so that means 32 different machines. And then these are 8-channel pieces, which is just normal cable. So if we look for, let me look here. So we have smart cable, and then you have dense smart cables. Dense smart cable is allowed to hold 32. Smart cables hold 8. And then I believe normal like Fluix cable holds 4, I believe. So this is allowing us to do this. Now, I've made ME interfaces. Basically, this lets you, whenever you have things connected to these smart cables, the ME interface is now accessible, and I can see it. And then basically, you can go to your smelting factory, go to the side config, and I can do on the bottom, I can say input and output. And then this is the back, so we'll put energy. And then I think I can do kind of none for the rest of it. And so basically everything will input on the bottom and output on the bottom, and energy will come in the back. Then I have all these basic universal cables with just a flux point at the bottom of it, and that will allow us to do it. So we have power and items coming in and out. Now some things will be a little bit more complicated. For instance, like basic infusing factories. So like when we want to make what is it? Enriched. What is this? This thing. Infused alloys. We're gonna need to import iron and redstone. So for those things, we may need to reorganize these so that it can actually work a little bit better. But for the most part, we just plug a machine up on it, and then once we go ahead and get some patterns. So I'll need a pattern terminal, and then we'll need the blank patterns, which isn't too complicated. It does require quartz glass. Then we'll be able to put patterns in there, and then order auto crafts for them. So for instance, I can ask for glass as long as we'll probably set this thing up so that it is accessible into this system, into these drawers over here, and then we'll have glass, and I can order glass to go into the smelting factory, and then we'll have glass, things like that. So basically, this is going to let us do that. So hopefully we're good. So basically, I want to have one of these for each mod. So maybe like mechanism, thermal expansion, AE2, creating bigger things, molecular assemblers and things, and then this one for, I don't know, whatever we want it to be, maybe RF tools or pretty much anything, but it looks like thermal expansion mechanism and industrial foregoing, perhaps this, but I'm not sure. But either way, we have enough room now for 32 rooms. Just to show you guys ME interfaces, iron, glass, formation core, annihilation core. Formation cores we've made before, just Fluix crystal, circuit quartz, and logic processors. And formation cores is the same thing, or wait, this is the same thing. the Annihilation Core, except for its nether quartz. So they're pretty easy to make. It does require us to set up the inscribers, which I just put away, but not too bad. All right, so for us to set up some basic automation, we will want to make a pattern terminal. So let's do that. So pattern terminal is a crafting terminal, which is a terminal, which is a illuminated panel, which is this. This is fine. And actually, I think I have the illuminated panel. So we will need one more formation core, which is 2 more logic processors, 1 calculation, and 1 engineer. So we'll go ahead and grab those real quick. Not too bad. We need 2 logics, 1 calculation, 1 engineer. We can do that. And see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so we have gone ahead and made ourselves a pattern terminal along with 19 blank patterns. Now one thing that I always do, and sort of to test out the system, and sort of to just do it for the sake of, I guess, doing it, is I always start by making my first pattern being crafting up a blank pattern. Now, in order to put this in, we are going to have to get some molecular assemblers and some more interfaces, which are honestly fine. So we could do that. Oh wait. Can I actually make it? No, we're missing some things, but we'll get there. But I'm going to just make the patterns for it. So this is the end result. In order to get there, we have everything naturally being produced except quartz glass. So we'll go ahead and do this. I'm going to do it with quartz. So basically you have to do it like this. Do I have any quartz? I think you need an item of it. So let's go ahead and grab some quartz from this pulverizer here. I think you do need some of the item. Could be wrong on that. So we want this, and that will make our pattern here. Now, this is a cool thing. So I need to make quartz dust. In order to do that, we are going to be pulverizing this. We need to switch it to processing mode. We need to go to quartz dust, over to the pulverizer. Recipe has no output. Okay, well, either way, we can just go like this. 1 equals 1. And click it, and this is our pattern. So now, if I want to, I should be able to put this pattern in, and then I need to change my outputs so that this is in and out. Auto input and output enabled. And now, what I should be able to do with that is go for some quartz dust, click craft, and let's just say craft me up 64. No crafting CPUs are available. That's right. We do need crafting CPUs as well. So, either way, we're getting there. We need a couple of things. Number one we need is molecular assemblers. So let's mark that. We also are going to need a crafting unit. And that crafting unit, we're going to need a co-processing unit, and we'll probably end up making like a 16K crafting storage, which is just a crafting unit inside of a 16K disk. So these are the things that we need. So we need a 16K crafting storage. This means that I can craft, that's like the amount that you can craft of something, and the co-processing unit will be how many different things you can do. So for instance, if I say quartz here and I click craft me 1, no crafting CPUs are available. You see it says 27 bytes. So that means that I need a crafting CPU worthy of 27. Now obviously a 1K can do that, but let's say I wanted like 1,000. Now I need 3,000 bytes, so I would need a 4K crafting storage to accomplish 1,000 quartz dust, if that makes sense. So we want to start off with something a little bit larger, so that we can kind of do that. But therefore, we need to actually start getting into all of these. So maybe dissolution chambers would be something to automate, but honestly, with the way the honey is and things like that, it's going to be pretty difficult. Eventually we will, but as of right now, I think I just want to start off a little bit on the lighter side of automation, and so I think we'll just go ahead and get like a 4K disk worth, maybe 4K, and a crafting unit instead of the 16K. And I think that'll be good for our smaller crafts, and then we will see you guys soon. Alright guys, so I did lie. I made a 4K, but I literally just took it from right here. I took the 4K disc and made the 4K storage, and now I'm going down, and I will refill it here shortly, but not right now. So I'm gonna go on this side for now, I think, and we can actually just go. As long as it's like touching, and it has to be a symmetrical shape. So there's our crafting CPU. It's a 4K with a co-processing unit. Now, I should be able to order some quartz dust. Let's see if we can order a stack of quartz dust. So now, if we go over here, we should see it's filling up in the system. And as it's going, it should also be pulling up. Cool. It looks like it's working. So 64 went in, and then I did just put 20 in there. So we have 14, 15. So it is filling up. So we are working. We are auto crafting, which is awesom. We just need now to set up our molecular assemblers, which I will do super fast. Do I have everything for it? Maybe? No, we're missing quartz glass, which is fair, and also a formation core, which needs one more logic press. That is just fine. We'll go ahead and get that going right here. We have the logic, we have the silicone, there we go. Alright, let's go back over to our inscriber. There's this. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. There's a logic press. And now the question that I have now is, is it this one that I needed? Uh-oh. Yeah, it was this one that I needed. Perfect. We'll go there. Can I make the quartz glass? I totally can. And now I can make the molecular assembler. Perfect. So this, eventually, these molecular assemblers are basically just a crafting table that's auto-craftable. We are actually going to make like a molecular assembler like tower right here that uses 32 interfaces to maximize it. But for now, we can just go like this, and I can go make quartz glass and patterns. And now, to test this, I'm going to order 4 patterns. And it should be 152 bytes. We have 10 available. And that should be 2, 3, and 4. Cool. We got our 4 patterns, guys. So we are officially auto-crafting. It's not much, but it is okay. It's a good start for us. Eventually, I will be moving all of these over. To be honest with you, the inscriber is a little bit slow. We will actually be probably using the circuit etcher, which is going to need some crazy stuff. Carbonic flux, which isn't actually that bad, but it's just stuff that we have to do. But that we'll have to wait for the next episode, guys. We are out of time. Yeah, guys. So we did get some automation going, and that was pretty cool. We got into this mechanism, we got into some automation. Lots of cool stuff today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing. Comment down below what you guys think we should do. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time. Oh, yeah.